Well, as it happens, I have one more book here. I give it to you in exchange for the last. It's called the Folium Discognitum.
Sheogorath, you bastard!
Welcome to the Danger Room, everybody. A place where people uses their mind, talk shit to each other, because the dangers of the world are not for everyone. In order to better yourself, you have to deal with different ideologies and different mindsets. I'm a very open person, and today's guest is someone similar to me. My first guest, actually. My friend, Arthur, owner, founder of C.D.C Works. Her new book, her first book, which is just blowing up the fucking charts like the gates of hell. People just burning, and everybody's just happy, like, oh shit, this is it. This is it. My friend, Cory, DeAn, Cowley. Yeah, how are you doing, girl?
I am good. And you lost your hat.
Oh shit. That's
Yeah.
my beanie. That's my beanie hat. But because I don't want to wear the big ass headphones, I have to wear these small ones. I have to wear the hat.
First of all, honestly, thank you for having me as your
welcome.
first guest. I'm so fucking honored. Like, okay. One thing about me is I feel like I'm not a very good public speaker. I say uhs and actuallys a lot. I just talked about that and it pisses me off. I'm a better writer. But anyways.
I saw that video.
I'm so honored. Thank you for having me as a first guest.
You're welcome.
I'm tickled to death. I am.
Kindred spirits is like, yo, we're both in the same boat where we just feel awkward, at speaking, but then people come to us and be like, you did a good fucking job. Like, really? I would just like it's like, oh shit.
Actually.
But it's all about the value that you're giving. That's all it is. And your value, your fucking book, your book. I want to touch on that. But first, I want everybody to know that her name, this is how long I've been following her. Her name, which I'm probably going to fuck up, but luckily I spelled it so I can pronounce it. Folium Discognitum, right? That's like most people don't know this, that she fucking loves Elder Scrolls. Like, that is her shit.
This is my shit.
That is her shit. Yes. Like, so she's already a gamer, people, nerds that don't fucking know. Like, she's a hardcore fucking gamer of that game. She probably plays others, but that's her shit.
That's my shit.
That's her shit. And like, when I looked it up like years ago, I was like, oh fuck, Elder Scrolls. I played that game. Like back in 2008. Yes, bet. I fucked with that. But people don't know that she had an original IG that I too am mad with, that got fucking banned, or fucking they did some weird shit with fucking Instagram. Like, what? She doesn't do nothing wrong. What are you talking about?
You know the story behind that, right?
I don't. What's the story?
So I think it was a German girl that was following me. It was someone from Germany, or it was some fucking salty hater, but they were taking pictures off my Instagram. And
okay.
They created another account that had the same name as me. I think it was something fucking stupid. The title of the Instagram was like Cory. They didn't even spell my name right. There was like Cory Crowley Rocks. I'm like, that's not even my name. But anyways, so I took my pictures, posted it on that. I found out, and I just sent them a message, and I was like, hey, can you please stop, stealing my pictures? This is me. So I guess out of retaliation, because I had everyone going after them and trying to report the account and everything, out of retaliation, they reported my pictures as impersonating my own pictures. And so Instagram took my account down. And then they took their account down. So none of us won.
Oh, fuck. Isn't like a date thing where they can just look who had it first?
There should be, but no. I tried everything, dude. I sent pictures of my license in. Honestly, I feel like I had to send in like a piss sample just to prove it was me. But I never got that account back. I've even tried to this day to try and log in with my old credentials. It's gone. It's gone.
It's over with. Yeah.
Mhm.
I know you mentioned that before. You've actually said it. You're like, it's over. I'm over it. Like,
Yeah.
it's good because it's just a digital name. It's not you.
Yeah.
It's not you as a person. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, well, whatever. I'll just keep going, which you did, and now you got the fucking book, Bending Reality, which to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's it's a self-help book wrapped in occult.
Yes.
Yes, I knew I was right. Like, this is like a
Yes.
self-help book. It's like
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, because it is. Because the one thing about me, because you have been following me forever, is I'm not shy about talking about mental health and all that.
No.
I'm fucking. When I talk to people, I am dead ass honest. I don't hold shit back, as you shouldn't. I think that's the reason why there is so much stigma around mental health, is because it's so taboo. No one wants to talk about it. But you got to talk about it.
You have to.
Yeah, and so no, you're fine, honey. You're fine. That book, because you read it, I talk a lot about the things that were going on with me, and especially 2019. It was arguably the hardest year of my life, because I was, to give you a little insight, I haven't told most people. You're probably the first person I've told outside my immediate friends and family. I tried to commit suicide twice.
Been there.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
I was cutting severely, and I was abused. I was being abused by what my perception of a narcissistic sociopath was. Do I think that person was diagnosed? No, but it's just, it was all the red flags. And so, anyways, to make a long story short, I wanted to write a book that kind of delved into mental health and mental illness, and kind of had like a underlying theme of it's okay to feel this way. And with my character, she kind of comes from a broken past, and she's trying to escape the harsh reality of am I ever, I can refer to myself, am I ever going to find a silver lining? And I think towards the end of the book, I do.
Okay.
I come to terms with myself, who I am, the secrets about me, which I won't reveal that. But yeah, it is a self-help book.
You don't have to reveal your secrets. I'm a firm believer that the most honest, what is it, meme statement, whatever you want to call it, was the one from, I think it's Chinese proverb, where it goes, everybody has three faces. The face that they show the world, the face that they show their closest people, and then the face they never show.
Yes.
I believe some people do show that face, but it's like you'll never see it. And I believe this is your third face, your book, but you never showed it because it's an algorithm. This is like boom, it's in there, but you haven't shown it.
No.
Which is dope.
No.
Which is dope to me. I like so, but you as an artist, you learn how to give it to the world. So, Bending Reality. Explain what that meant as the book itself.
Okay. Well, the funny thing is I couldn't come up with the title of the book, and I remember I distinctly had a conversation with my coworker at the time, Fran, and I was telling her I was writing a book, and I said, I've got this story, I've got the guts of the book written, but I said, what am I supposed to name it? What's a prolific enough title for me to name a book that's supposed to be about my life and my trials and tribulations? And she said, well, just go through it and pick out a section of the book that you think might be interesting. And so I said, okay. So I was reading her lines, and Bending Reality came through, and she goes, that's it. And I was like, holy shit, that's it. Because essentially the book kind of touches on reality and especially mental illness more than anything. When you're mentally ill, unfortunately, sometimes whatever bracket you fall under, whether it's bipolar disorder, depression,
yes,
it can kind of contort the way you see things, how you perceive things, and how it affects you. And Bending Reality, I thought, was actually a perfect title, because as you know, our perception of reality changes from day to day.
Yes.
There's not really one day where everything is routine. It's just you never know. You go into it like, how's today gonna be? You know, am I gonna be a miserable piece of shit or am I gonna be happy? You know, so
Am I going to take over the world?
yeah, exactly. Like, is the mania gonna hit today or is the fucking depression gonna hit? But yeah, it that book, like I said, I really wanted a book that for my first attempt at writing, I really wanted a book that was going to be a piece of my soul, and I truly felt like I encapsulated that with this book.
You do. Everything about your book explains you. Anybody who's been to her IG page or Facebooks or heard her many rantings on the social media, she is like she's always different. She's never one the same, but she's helping people help themselves by explaining herself. That's why your IG name, I'm never gonna say it again. I'm not gonna attempt it. But thank you. I want to say it, but I don't want to butcher. I don't want to butcher her name anymore. I just want her to say it.
No.
The meaning behind it in the Elder Scroll lore is what is it again?
The Folium Discognitum?
It's something about madmen, correct?
Yeah, it's actually it's remember the Daedric Lord Sheogorath?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of.
Sheogorath,
Yes.
He kind of looks like imagine Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
Cracked up. Yeah. So
he's snively and everything. He's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Ian McKellen, that's the first thing I could think of. In the lore, his followers, Sheogorath's followers, I think if I remember correctly, they had written a textbook of mad ramblings called the Folium Discognitum, and I kind of took that name and ran with it. And since, again, mental illness is like a big thing with me, so Sheogorath. And did you play Shivering Isles?
No, I stopped only with it's Elder Scrolls, right? Elder Scrolls Oblivion. So I'm far behind. I'm far behind. I looked at the list today. I was like, how far back am I on Elder Scrolls? Like, holy shit! Is it on PS4 still? Oh, bet I'll get it later.
You, in all seriousness, you would really appreciate the DLC Shivering Isles. That's what made me fall in love with Elder Scrolls that much more, because I don't know, whoever designed that DLC really must have a true mental illness or know someone or has done enough research to understand how it works, because these tattoos, I don't know if
I've seen them.
Yeah. So this one says mania in Daedric writing.
Okay. Nice.
And then this one says dementia in Daedric writing.
Nice.
And it's Shivering Isles, you find out more in-depth information about Sheogorath, and he basically is schizophrenia. So you go into his realm of oblivion, and if you look into the sky, dude, it's so fucking cool. It's like split in half between mania and dementia.
Oh shit, that's dope. I want it.
Yeah, so it's like, and then you talk to all his like followers, all these people in his realm of oblivion, and they all have clear-cut cases of some kind of mental illness. Like, people who live in dementia are kind of like the serial killer, kind of dark entities. People who live in mania are like drug addicted, manic, kind of like, like crazy kind of people. And it's so fucking cool. And I just wanted to turn myself into mania and dementia.
You're owning it. You're owning your thing. That's the power you have. Once you find out what you're like, oh man, your shadow work. Once you find your shadow stuff, like that's who I am. I'll embrace it. Like Jordan Peterson mentions about integrating your shadow self with your morality self in a way, so that you blend them together, so that people are afraid to use their shadow self. Because you mentioned, we're going to touch on later, you mentioned it just recently about, and I'm probably one of those where it's you said something about you're a complete O, a perfect
pure.
O, a pure O. Yeah, I'm like, fuck, I think that's me. I was like, I've never knew that because I never got that type of diagnosis. I got the schizophrenia diagnosis. But matter of fact, elaborate more to what that is. The
What,
pure O.
schizophrenia?
The pure O.
Oh, pure O. Oh, I'm like, oh, I'm not schizophrenic. I don't know.
I know.
Are
The
you?
pure O. Me? I was diagnosed with that like years ago during my dark period time. Yeah, it's weird, right? Yeah.
I fucking salute you, brother.
But like, so that's why you didn't see me when I went like this. When you mentioned the whole your suicide attempt, I was like, word. Your whole 2019 post was nothing but like you still pushing through your shit with smiles and trying to get to it, not really knowing that like you was like at your fucking end of your ropes and like been there.
Dude, it honestly, pure O, it's funny because I've always, and I, when you're younger, you don't understand half of what you realize when you're an adult, because at that age, you're not thinking of, you're not thinking of mental illness. You're not thinking about why your tics are like this and why you're getting triggered, all that shit. And so before I came to terms with, the fact that I was obsessive compulsive, I realized through therapy and things that I was obsessive compulsive at a young age because I didn't necessarily have the best life growing up. It was just my mom. It was my sister at a young age. I'll just put it this way, not to sound like a cliched, Vietnam vet kind of guy, but I've seen some shit. So war is hell.
Like I've seen it.
Yeah. But no, when I started going through therapy and I started to go to my psychologist, we went through kind of like a process of me describing symptoms, and he did an analysis on me, and he kind of mapped my receptors and everything, and did my genome test and all that shit. And he came to the conclusion that I was OCD, but I had a form of OCD that's not as common as, most people think. It's called pure O, which what you're talking about.
Right.
And pure O it's not just, rearranging items and shifting things around to kind of, release that kind of addiction that of OCD people get to doing things like that.
Right.
Pure O it's kind of like ruminating to the point of insanity. And my pure O developed into a form of OCD called self-harming OCD, which is what I definitely found out that I had, I was doing more of. And my ruminations with pure O, the fact that, because I was, the thing with me, with my OCD, I can't speak for you or for anybody else, but I didn't make the best decisions sometimes, especially up until this point. I made some shitty decisions, and thinking about all the stuff in my past that really haunted me, I would think about it and think about it and think about it until it spiraled out.
Yes.
And the spiraling would turn into even more guilt and regret, especially with me, guilt. I'm very prone to guilt. And so the more guilty I would feel, the more depressed I would get. And with the depression came with the self-harming OCD, which self-harming OCD is having fantasies about harming yourself, but not going through with the process, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
Yeah. So for example, I would hold a pen like this in my hand, and I'd be at work and I'd be writing on, my notes down. And then all of a sudden I'd have a thought like, I'm going to stab myself in the eye. And I'd be like, whoa, okay, we're not going to do that. And then it was so bad for me in 2019 that I would have to hide every sharp object in my house. I would have to put away anything that would trigger me. And it just got to the point where I needed to go to therapy and I needed to get on medication because, I was fucking at my wit's end. I'm telling you, I was ready to just die.
Yeah, never saw that. See, that's what I'm talking about. People, you'll never know what people are actually going through. We live in the age of digital shit.
Yeah.
We live in, so when you're close to even when you're close to somebody too, like face to face, you still don't even know sometimes.
Yeah.
Never knew that you was going through that.
I tried to hide it as best as I could. I mean, I was pretty vocalized about, excuse me, OCD and depression and all that, but I never
Yeah.
really, I didn't want to get into. I was worried that someone was going to take my posts and say, you know, like kind of call somebody. That was the thing too. I forgot to mention that. I was always convinced that someone was going to try and put me in a mental hospital and I'd be taken
Mm.
away from my family.
Yeah, never cool.
That was a big fear of mine. And after what happened to me at Delray Medical, I think you knew about that when they left me out in the hallway.
No. Where was I?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I had a massive anxiety attack, and the whole way to the hospital, the MDs thought I was on drugs, and they were grilling me with questions and saying that, you know, I was like on crack and all this, which I wasn't. I was having a severe anxiety attack. And when you know with an anxiety attack, you're
It
not
just
necessarily
comes.
right.
It just comes.
And I thought I was dying. And so they, of course, were making a mockery out of it. And then when I finally got to the hospital, they left me out in the hallway. They never gave me a room. They never admitted me. And I was behind a girl who was trying to commit suicide, who they just doped up behind me in a gurney. Um, I had a guy in front of me who was drunk, who was just sitting there trying to hit on the nurses the whole time. He was an old guy. And then I had another guy in front of him who came from South County Mental Hospital across the street, who they tied down to the bed, shoved him in a room, and locked the door and turned the light off. And then there was me. And I was just like, I think I've died and went to hell. And they just shot me up with Ativan and sent me home. And so,
Without ever checking you?
oh no, they just basically said, yeah, shoot her up with Ativan. She'll be all right. So I
What?
had, yeah, it was, it's still on my Instagram. If you read the post, I even wrote a poem about it. But um,
Recently?
no,
Like,
it's all the way towards the bottom, dude.
oh, okay. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna read that. I'm
Yeah,
like, what the fuck? Where the fuck was that?
yeah. But I just
So, what was the moment that put you in that spark? They bring you out of that 2019 mind state. What was that thing that made you go, you know what, Cory? You got this. Because it had to be something.
yeah, it was, and my life definitely turned around for the better. I would say I like I said before, I was going to therapy, and I was seeing a therapist for a while, and you know I had to. Not sure if you've ever been to therapy before, but
Been there.
yeah, so you have to be pretty much as honest as you possibly can be.
Yes.
And that was a hard pill for me to swallow because a lot of the things that I had done in my life I did not want to admit because you know, like I said, I've done some shitty things.
Here's my therapy thing that I discovered when I went to therapy. And I'm a firm believer that probably everybody has now. Like, I believe that everybody in the world has daddy issues. Like, I think everybody has daddy issues. I don't give a fuck if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Everybody has a daddy issue. My daddy issue was that I have really good memory when I noticed it. Like, oh, if I see if it's a good thing to remember, I have good memory. So the thing that I realized, it's always the thing that rattles in your brain. My brain was that when I was a kid, like around 5, I was obsessed with He-Man. Like, that was my shit. Oh, every day I'd be like, this is flexing and shit. It's for no fucking reason, right? Just as any kid would do, right? Their favorite character, they would try
Right.
to emulate them. My nieces do all kinds of crazy. I'm a unicorn, all right? Cool, be a unicorn. But one day I'm doing my flex and my dad pops me in the back of my head. Stop doing that stupid shit. Yeah, for no fucking reason. I wasn't acting up. I was just blah. Stop doing that stupid shit.
Was he like a hard ass growing
No,
up?
I. That's the. There's two memories of my dad. That one, and the one when I pretty much disassociated myself from my dad. The first one was the one that I mentioned.
Right.
The second one was when I got a little bit older because my parents weren't together after that 5-year-old when I was a 5-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah. So when they were split, you know, my mom said, hey, you want to go see your dad? Your sister's getting married. I have like a ton of siblings. I'm
Mhm.
like, all right, cool. Yeah, I want to see my dad and my sister. Go out there to see them. Oh, they say kids don't notice. I'm like, kids notice every fucking thing. That's a lie.
Right.
um, we're outside before the marriage, the wedding's happening. I'm just chilling out with my dad, like, oh, cool. I'm hanging out with my dad and my uncle. Sweet, this is cool. And there's these two women that are just walking past us. And my dad goes like this. Hey, baby. Mm. And
Oh.
I'm just like, what the fuck? like, like, that's just wrong. That's just weird.
Oh.
Can't you just say hello?
That's a cringe. Yeah.
Can't you just say hello?
That's like one step away from can I see your bobs and vagine?
Right? And I'm like, I think I was like at least 7 or 8 or something like that. I was young, so I was at least at the most 10. So I wasn't old, but I was old enough to understand shit. I remember it was the year that I Come in Peace, the movie, came out.
Good shit.
Yes, right? I Come in Peace. Oh shit, he's shooting laser discs at people. Anyway, so yeah, daddy issues.
Those are the only memories you have of your father, though?
Yes.
See, that's so interesting because my dad left when I was 3, and the only memory I have of my father was when he argued with my mother. So it's weird how you and I have that similar kind of. It's like, I don't know. It's like we just don't. It's like we block that part of our life out, you know.
Yeah,
So,
it's like, oh shit, that happened.
yeah. Do you have a strong bond with your mom?
Oh, that's my mom. I'll fucking anybody fucks with my mom, they better prepare for this world to end.
Yeah, that's.
Like, I know, because every time you post about your mom, my mom's coming to like, I fucks with that. It's your mom.
That's my mom. Like, dude, it's my fucking mom. Like our moms were our mothers and fathers growing up, dude.
Exactly, especially the ones who are single moms.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
yes.
oh, you had to do both this shit.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's so funny because it's like people totally underestimate single moms, and I'm like, dude, you have no idea.
Yes, I come from a tribe, fluctuating tribe. Most of them are married now. I come from a tribe of single aunts. So my mom's sisters. So me and my cousins versus me and my cousins and my aunts is Disneyland Magic Month. I posted this before. I think I posted it on IG, but I know I posted it on Facebook. I told her like I don't regret my childhood at all.
Yes.
You know, at all. My childhood was fun. I mean, my dad sucked.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's so funny though because like that's one reason why I fuck with you so much is because you are so proud of where you came from.
I am.
Despite the hardship, that shaped you into the person that you are now. You know. So, and I fuck with that.
That's why I fuck with you. What the fuck is that? Is there a Spectre in your house?
I don't
know. don't let this be the found footage video. Like, oh shit.
I mean, fuck, that'd be some shit. Like,
oh no. But anyway, so there's a few parts in your book. The Ouroboros. What made you choose to put the Ouroboros in your story?
Okay, so I'm so glad you asked that question because nobody's ever asked me that before. The Ouroboros actually is the reason why I put that in my book because I fuck you not. I have an uncle because you know I'm part Native American, part white, and so I have an uncle that lives in Wisconsin who's Native American, and he's kind of like the holy man of his community.
Okay.
I used to talk to him about depression and stuff, and he'd say, I don't understand why you're going to therapy and all this. And I get it. It's a cultural thing. But he'd say, I have something for you. I want you to try it. And I want you to listen to me. And, you know, don't fuck around. Just listen to me. So I said, okay, fuck it. Let me just do it. So he sent me Hawaiian baby rosewood seeds.
Okay.
Which they kind of parallel with Morning Glory.
What's morning glory?
Well, besides a plant in Elder Scrolls.
Oh shit!
No, I'm not. I'm being dead ass though.
That's how big a fan you are compared to I.
No,
Like,
that's
what the
bad
fuck
as
is
bad.
Morning Glory? What the fuck?
Actually, if you can buy Morning Glory pulp root and flax seeds, you get a potion of feather. No, I'm kidding.
Like, oh shit, how much coin did that cost? Like, I gotta go rob some people real quick.
I'm gonna sell them. No, Morning Glory is kind of like it's what's the word? It's not a hallucinogen. It give. I don't know. I'm trying to think of it because it's not like acid. You don't
Okay.
see shit and all that. If anything, it just it
It's
the
like a
way
high
he's-
potent THC.
Kinda, yeah. So
Okay.
he kind of described it to me as it's gonna open up your brain and allow serotonin to flow more freely. So I said, okay, fuck it, let me try it. What do I have to lose at this point? Which it was at the end of 2019. So I was like, yeah. So he sent me Hawaiian baby rosewood seeds, and they're fucking teeny tiny, dude. And I actually I still have some, but I just don't feel like fucking with that right now. But so he told me to just take a couple, but don't take them on an empty stomach because that'll fuck with your stomach. And he said if you can listen to kind of like tribal music, it'll help open up, you know, the senses and stuff. And so up until that point, I had never really had profound experiences. So I took them, I laid in bed, I put on some soundscapes, and I closed my eyes. And right before I went into a dream state, I started having an outer body experience. It was honestly, it was probably the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. And I remember I was kind of flying like an eagle, dude, and it was so cool because my hands were like feathers almost, but my arm, you could see my arm, but my hands were like feathers. And I'm gonna get all teary-eyed. But there was a part of that where I dove into this black water, and I remember when I was swimming through like this black water, it was deep, and there was an Ouroboros right in front of me. And so I swam through the Ouroboros, and I like reached the surface, and I had a sword held in my hand. And when I emerged, it was like fucking the sun was shining, and there were trees everywhere, and it was beautiful. And so that symbol kind of stuck with me, and ever since that experience, dude, I've always seen Ouroboroses everywhere I go. And you know, the meaning behind an Ouroboros is like never-ending life and death. It's like,
Yeah, rejuvenation.
yeah, and it's like it's like it follows me.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah, and
That's
so that it was beautiful, dude. It was fucking beautiful, and in a way, it did kind of help me. It opened up a doorway that probably needed to be opened, if you believe that sort of thing.
No, I fully believe that sort of things. I believe that was your dark night of the soul moment.
Yeah, it definitely was.
That was your spiritual awakening right there.
Yeah, and I needed it too, because after that moment, that's when I kind of decided to write the book. I remember I sat at work and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna write a book. And then I met him, and it's like everything fucking opened.
Your balance. It was just coming to you.
Yes.
It was coming to you. I find that funny because the second album that first of all, those who don't know, she was one of the inspiration for a song called Wish Granted, in which I had just got out of my dark night of the soul. And I'm sitting down one night just listening to the beat, the song that she's a inspiration. The picture is on my site, and I'm not sure if it's still on yours, but it was a picture where I'm scrolling through, listening to the music, trying to come up with an idea for the song, and I see yours. We're like, all right, man, that's cool. Oh wait, I could make this song about becoming a vampire. That's essentially what it's about, becoming a vampire.
Yeah.
Or become a vampire. Because my whole, which is essentially what your book is my songs are gonna be a self-help music shit. I have 3 albums in the works for that. Like the first one was like, this is the dark shit, right? And so I find it funny that when I saw the Ouroboros in your book, I'm like, holy fuck, the cover of my second album is a Ouroboros that I designed on myself. It's on my page. You'll see it. Like, holy shit, that's weird and curious. And her fucking book's a self-help book. Are we on the same path? Synchronicity, people.
You know what? Hey, listen, I fuck with synchronicity, so
Right?
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. But what else? Oh, I have. We're also. I realize. I'm not sure if it's just a character base or the actual you. But I also found out that we at least came from Baptist religion. I'm like, fuck. My mom's Baptist.
Yeah.
My family's Baptist.
I know. My mom is still Baptist, but honestly, dude, my mom is not your quintessential Baptist. She's
Right.
just cool.
Yeah,
right?
There's just them. There's like, I believe in God, but you know.
Yeah, and it's so fucked too, because like I hate so much too, you know, because especially in Florida, people are so judgmental here in Florida, even more back home than in Tennessee, which you would think it would be the opposite, but it's not. But I hear a lot of people here in Florida talking shit about Southern Baptists, and I'm like, listen, there's bad and good everywhere. I'm like, my
Yes.
mom is a Baptist, and I'm like, she's such an amazing lady, and she loves everyone regardless of who you are, what you look like, or where you come from. I'm like, can you try not to be so close-minded, you know? Because those people are just, I don't even consider them, dude. That's cultism. That's cultism right there.
I don't want to be a part of a cult.
No. So,
Yeah. So you did a cover song, and that's the first time I ever heard you sing, at least that I physically seen, and it was from Lucy Rose, Shiver. And I'm like, fuck, she can sing too? Holy shit. Like, she's like a 5-star general.
I'm Patton. Fuck, I'm George C. Scott. That's it.
Right? I was like, fuck. If anybody go listen to her fucking singing, I was like, it's really fuck you phenomenal, because it's like I went back to go hear the original. I'm like, I like the cover. I like the cover. I like the cover that I just heard.
It's so crazy you're talking about this. Talk about synchronicity. I was just telling Jim today. Did I not fucking tell you that I wanted okay, do you listen to Switchblade Symphony at all?
No, I've probably heard the name.
Okay. There's a group called Switchblade Symphony. You should listen to them. They're very gothy.
Okay.
There's the song, oh, fuck, I think it's that song, now I can't even remember. It's the song Wicked off their album The Three Calamities.
Okay.
I told Jim I want to try and cover that song, so I think I'm gonna try and learn the lyrics and sing it. But it's so fucking funny you're talking about that, because I just mentioned that today.
Yeah, because when I heard you sing, I was like, you should be a fucking rock star. You should. You don't have to be on stage, but you can make a rock album.
Yeah, but there's too many fucking people out there thinking they're a guitarist, swinging their dicks around. I'm good.
No, you're an artist. You can be anything you want.
I'll leave that to you. You're a way better musician than me, my friend.
My friend is Diesel 5000 was way better than me. He's the one who produced the first album. Like I just come out with the lyrics.
Wait, do you sing too?
I don't call it sing. I call it harmonizing.
Okay, well, okay. I have a challenge for you. I need to hear you harmonizing.
Like now?
If you want.
Like, what do you want to hear?
I don't know. Surprise me.
Okay. I'm trying to think. You got me all like off guard.
Sorry.
It's okay. Like, I'm trying to think of something to harmonize of. Like, wait. Let me think. I got this. Artist. I'm an artist, Dave.
You got it. You got this, Dave.
Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. Wait, you're an artist. Fuck this. Hold up. I think because I'm forgetting the verse. And I don't need you, and I don't want you, and I don't see you, and I don't
Yes.
trust you. Shit like that. That's what I do.
Yes. Yes. That sounds good.
It's cool.
It's cool.
I'm
Yeah.
an artist. Every artist doubts themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what was your zodiac sign again?
I'm a Gemini.
You're a Gemini?
Yes. I'm a left-handed Gemini.
Oh, so then you're an extra special Gemini.
I'm insane. Like Prince.
No, hey, listen, Shea Gorath is a Gemini, so.
Who? Really?
Well, I think so.
He should. Yeah. Well, with the silver. What was the?
Two faces.
What was the expansion?
Shivering Isles.
Shivering Isles.
Dude, go play that now. But anyways, that's a different
I'll
subject.
play it now. I just leave like.
Yeah.
Oh. So.
I'll wait. I will wait here. I'm like, did you finish it?
So you're also like really, really into the occult and horror. Like, so growing up, what was your favorite horror film? Horror films. Hellraiser. What did you love about Hellraiser?
I saw Hellraiser when I was 3 years old.
Okay.
And
fuck.
Yeah. We're a very unconventional family. In fact, it's funny, not to get sidetracked, my sister's baby, my little niece Lexi, my mom showed Lexi the second Hellraiser, and she said she was like clapping and loving it. So I'm like, yeah.
Like, all right, keep the tradition.
Well, maybe not. So when I got a little bit older, and because I was so obsessed with Hellraiser, I was so obsessed with the Cenobites and their appearance and how they looked and everything, and I just remember, it's so funny because back then in the 80s, you never saw creatures like the Cenobites. They were something completely different than what you were used to seeing, Yeah, they were like, they were like, they were like S&M bound, kind of emotionless. Just it's almost like how it's hard to describe them.
It was like they were content with being that. They're like, this is the way. This is the way.
Yeah. And so I remember when I first saw them, I was just so enamored with how they looked, the black leather, their lacerations. And I remember when I first saw the Cenobite Chatterer, I just was so fascinated with the teeth and the way their lips were pulled back. And I loved it. I fucking loved it. And I became obsessed with it. And then obviously I did more research into Clive Barker, who became my favorite author. And I just found out more about the story of the Hellraiser mythos, and I was just like, fuck, there's a reason why, and I just love it. I highly recommend that
what's the reason?
The behind the Cenobites?
Yeah, I'm not that into the lore. I respect them, but I'm not into the lore.
So when Clive Barker originally wrote Hellbound Heart, he was going to name it Sadomasochist from Hell. It was kind of supposed to touch on to the S&M culture and how the Cenobites were supposed to kind of be not a judge per se, because later on in the series they made them very much like moral entities, which the Cenobites aren't moral, more or less. They're just kind of pleasure seekers for their own self. They're selfish pleasure seekers. Pain and pleasure, it's kind of like ultimate sadomasochism. And so Clive Barker kind of wanted to create the Cenobites to kind of expound on, because, he's gay, obviously. So he wanted to kind of expound on that culture and make it very kind of like obscure and grotesque. And even if you read Hellbound Heart, not sure if you have the novella, the scene in which Frank is trying to summon the Cenobites is very, very interesting, because he gets into about how he offers vials of like dove's blood and his own piss and semen and stuff like that. And so it's very interesting. And I just, God, I fucking love it so much, dude. I don't know. Hellraiser, yeah.
Continue. I'm sorry.
Hellraiser has such a special place in my heart. And it will forever always be like that one movie that kind of like popped my cherry, like stole my virginity. So
Yes.
yes. So
That's actually funny that because the next topic was, which we just spoke on, was sexuality, divinity, and creativity, which is all of what you represent. Your models and your literature and your artists. You blend it into a Hellraiser type algorithm, just a theme.
yeah,
I love
yeah,
it. I fucking
yeah,
love it. But
yeah.
I was gonna say something. I'm losing my mind. Oh, I was gonna explain that I had actually. I'm not sure if this. I have visions. All right, I have.
Okay.
It's been since I was a child. It's fucking annoying, and they've all come true in some form or fashion. The most recent vision I had. All right, ready? It's weird. It's weird.
No,
I can't.
tell me.
It was like it was of a Virgo, and apparently it was of a Virgo. It was like supposed to be like we're just like in sync, and everything is coming to fruition, and we're just putting it out there into the ether. And then that was like about what is this? April? I'm like I had that dream in March. I had that dream like late March. And I'm like, all right, bet. Move on with life. Something with a Virgo's happening. I'm not sure what the fuck that is. And then I'm like, I need to get an interviewer, an interviewee, right? Interviewee?
Yeah, sure.
I want to do an interview with somebody that represents, what I want to talk about. And I'm looking like, hey, why not Cory? We have the same vibe. We could talk about stuff. Plus, I can promote her book, help her out. We're just having fun, shoot the shit. Oh shit, she's a Virgo. Oh fuck. Like, am I seeing dreams again? Fuck.
So you had a premonition.
Yes, I have them all the time. It's fucking annoying.
Were you asleep, or was it just like a
I have dream visions mostly.
dream visions? Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I can see that.
Except one when I was up. That was my Dark Night of Soul moment, but we'll get into that another time.
Okay.
It's something similar to yours in the sense where I didn't take the special Mario pill that you took, Mario Brother pills that you took.
The magic mushrooms.
The magic mushroom that you took, but I took weed. I was smoking weed.
Right.
And this is when I I believe we were IG friends at the time, but we weren't like, hey, how you doing? It was just like, oh, I'm a friend there type thing. It was around that time. So like 2000, maybe 16, something like that.
God, that was a bad year too.
Yeah, my grandma was still alive. I know whatever year that was, she died in it. Pretty sad. I think that's what broke me. Anyway, so I'm doing my highness, and I'm living on the streets, unknowns to most of my friends and most of my family. And I'm just going through dark times of shit, and I'm high, and then I remember I'm in that, that realm that you go into, that where you know you're awake, but you're not asleep. I wasn't asleep because I was like, I woke up immediately after. All of a sudden, I'm like seeing these swirls, like a hypnotism swirl.
Mm-hmm.
Like those type you can see them on wallpapers. It's just the basic one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just going through it. And then I'm start hearing voices like one side is God and the other side is the devil. Or what I understand to be, what my brain knows of them. They could have been any other deities or whatever. They were just those two, right?
Right.
And so they said they were both speaking at the same time. Like they were one. And I asked them the question of like, yo man, like what's the purpose of life? Because those are the questions you ask when you pretty much want to do something to yourself. It's like you're at your end.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the purpose of life? Because if there's a purpose, I'll continue. But there's not. And so I'm in this world, and they go to me, to build, to create, to destroy, to build, to create, to destroy, over and over. I was like, oh, so you mean that we're all the same and doesn't really fucking matter? It's just like I'm not gonna die. This is going to die, and then I will continue to the other realm. Oh, I understand. And then I'm not sure if I should say it. I don't really know. It sounds pretty what's the word I'm gonna use? Arrogant. Arrogant. Let's use arrogant, because for me it sounds arrogant. Because the way I'm going to describe it towards you is this. I asked, they go to me and go, your purpose here is to bring a message to the people. Like, and I was like, and they said to bring a message with your art. And I was like, me. Like, I'm been, this, my purpose is to bring a message to the people. Yes, you're a witness.
But that's not arrogant.
I felt that sounds arrogant. That sounds like an arrogant thing to say. Maybe because I'm a humble person.
Yeah, well, no, because you are a super humble person, but you have to understand that, sometimes, you are chosen for tasks, but I think the reason why you are chosen for this task is because you are such a humble person. You're not going to be assigned a task that, it's like the fates or whatever spirituality you believe in. You already are assigned this task for a reason. It's because you do bring joy to people's life. You bring joy to my life. I always enjoy conversing with you. I love seeing your art. I love, hearing your words. So it's like, maybe it's because you are such a humble person. That's why.
Oh.
It's not arrogant. It's because you are able to perform without being a complete cocksucker. You know what I'm saying?
I just, it's the way I look at the world and the way you look at the world. We both look at the world in the straw hat of like, everybody should just hang out, be free, be who they are. If you want to do some fun shit, some crazy shit, some wild shit, doesn't fucking matter. Do you still want to get pizza later?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And that's the thing that bothers me is it's like, it's like you and I, for example, will just be, staying in our lane, not bothering anybody, and then all of a sudden someone just comes out of left field and is like, you really suck and you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. It's like, whoa, wait a minute now. I'm like,
I'm minding my business.
yeah, are you okay? Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I don't want to give them power, because I don't like to give the bad people power, because it's like giving bad people power. But every time I've gone through your comment sections on some of your posts, because you want to know. You were like, what are these people saying to people that you admire? I'm like, damn, some of these people are just dicks. Some of these people are just assholes. What the fuck? Why would you even, that one post you posted in your story, like, what the fuck? It's like my dad, like, why the fuck would you even say that? What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, it used to tear me up too, because like it's funny because I didn't even mention this on Instagram, because like I said, I don't really give that shit power anymore.
No.
The delete button is a beautiful thing, but yeah, it's funny, I can talk about this now with you, but I had somebody on the other day on the picture that I posted, the picture entitled Reverse Birth.
Okay.
Yeah. Some fucking guy said that I photoshopped my thigh gap. I'm like, I was like, no, dude, I didn't Photoshop my thigh gap. No, I didn't do that. I didn't. And it's like, that's the kind of shit that I get now. But, it used to bother me and I used to get really pissed off about it. But now I just kind of like, I think is it swiping to the left or right? You can delete comments. I'm like, swipe.
That's why in your book, Bending Reality, I noticed that, like, that's why I noticed the beats. Cause I'm like, well, I know her as much as I know her when she comes about her personal life. And I'm reading like, oh, Yeah, this is a self-help book. This is like when the part when you was talking about like I understand what you're going through. Ladies, I understand the fucking shit that you guys have to go through being a woman. It sucks because you have to like fight motherfuckers from trying to just get the magical thing that you have. And I'm like, yeah, that's a dangerous thing. And you say it when you say like she was born with these curves and stuff like that. Yeah, and that's a gift and a curse. It's like Medusa. It's a gift and a curse,
Yeah.
but
It,
I
it,
don't. But at least you're working with it now, where it's like you found a way to
yeah.
like fuck them.
I
It's
think,
like
yeah, because it's like I just don't, and truthfully, dude, as you know, because you're a musician, you're an artist. Sometimes you just don't have the time to fucking fight. You're just like, yeah, 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 that's great. I actually have to fucking write a blog for this company. It's like you just don't have time for it, you know?
so the death of Cory in the book. That was what part of that is the magical realm, and what part of that what scene is that 2019 or is that like something earlier?
Um, I I never
If it's too deep to get
no.
into it,
No, 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 no. It's fine, and he knows already. I already told him, but I never told anybody this, and I never told anybody on Instagram. But in 2019, towards the end, I kind of, sort of was raped. Um, yeah. So I was raped by someone close to me. Um, it was traumatic. And the worst part was is that the person that I was seeing at the time, they accused me of cheating on them when I didn't cheat on them. I was raped. And they completely fucked my head up so bad to the point, dude, that that's kind of the reason why I was so suicidal, is because I had so much bad shit happening to me, and the person that I thought cared about me was telling me how horrible of a person I was. But anyway, so that person in the book was actually the person that raped me. The character Michael. And I think that when I wrote that scene, to be honest with you, that night after it happened and I woke up and I had to drive home all the way from, you know, like 45 minutes away, I wanted to die that night because I never anticipated something like that happening to me, because I pride myself on being a pretty strong female.
yes, you do.
And I think I'm pretty sensible for the most part.
Yes, you are.
And that was a weak moment for me because I was not of a sound mind. I was really, really drunk. And it's like I wanted to die when I was driving home. And when I wrote that scene initially, I wanted the character of Michael to get what he wanted and kill me. But I wanted to write it in the way that I wished it could have happened in real life, where I could have woken up out of my stupor and I could have exacted revenge. Because that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to get revenge on him. So when I wrote it in the book, I wrote it how I wanted it to be. I wanted to almost summon something from an otherworldly realm and get the revenge that I wanted. And that moment when that happened that night, I think that was also a kind of a pivotal moment for me that kind of forced that turning point. There was so many things that happened at 2019 that made me the person I am today. So that was a big part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to bring back that memory.
Oh,
Right
it's,
there.
you know
And
what, dude?
I do remember you posting just recently that when we was you're proud of your book sale, which is selling people. It's pretty high on the ranking. I've seen it like, oh shit, good for her, because you said you wrote that book in 8 months, correct?
No, I wrote that book in 23 days.
23 fucking days.
I wrote that book in 23 days on a work computer.
There's people writing a book for 5 years.
Well, remember though, I got a lot of fucking flack for that. Trust me. I had people using that against me, dude. And people were like, oh, you can tell that it was written in 23 days because it's written like shit. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm like, I'd like to see you write a book in 23 days.
Right? Right? That
Yeah.
part. That part. Like 23 fucking days. Shit.
But dude, I went into it. I knew it wasn't going to be perfect. That's the thing that pisses me off about elitist authors and artists. I know it's not perfect. I didn't anticipate for it to be perfect. I didn't want it to be perfect. I wanted it to be me.
And that's you.
I'm not perfect.
Your authentic voice. Gary Vee
Yeah.
mentions that all the time.
Yes.
Like you become you. I'm going through the book. I'm like, so back to what I was saying. I don't want to be hyped about it because it's like I'm just hyped that I really love your work. And I love the pictures that you get. She's a model. She's a fantastic model. She's gonna do great things in both fucking fields. Like trust me. I have one of the 5 Claires. It's the one that knows shit. It's my strongest one. That's why my question is is this the thing when you posted recently where you was talking about your book? Like, I bet there's something in a book that most people are not going to realize what it is. Is that the part?
Yeah.
I was like, I bet that's the part. And
yeah.
I'm not sure what it is, but I bet that's the most important part right there. Because that was fucking well thought out. Like, fuck. Anyway, let's put some heart. Let's put some love into the world right now, people.
Okay.
Who's your favorite illustrator?
Damn, you just put me on the spot. Okay. All right. The first person, this is going to be completely left field. I mean, maybe not for you. The first person that came to my head, no fucking bullshit, was Akira Toriyama.
Akira Toriyama. Is that the person that does the spirals?
No, the person that did all of the illustrations for the Dragon Ball series.
Oh, I'm horrible with names.
No. Akira Toriyama was one of the first people that came to my mind. I really love Akira Toriyama. I think he's just so fucking talented.
So you're a Dragon Ball Z fan?
Oh, boy.
Would not have guessed that.
I love anime. I fucking love anime. I just don't talk about anime enough, but I love anime.
Disney recently bought their 2 biggest they bought Funimation and the other one, I forgot what it is. Disney owns them now. Disney's gonna start doing anime. It's crazy.
Dude, Disney owns our soul.
You can't defeat the mouse, people. Just don't try.
Fuck Mickey.
Hey, whatever it is, the mouse is one. We live in the mouse nation now.
Yeah, another illustrator too, actually. I don't know the name of the illustrator. You'll have to Google this, but do you remember the old show on Nickelodeon when we were growing up called David the Gnome?
David the Gnome.
It was the little gnomes and they rode around on a fox.
Sounds familiar. I'm looking at it right now. Give me 1 second. I want to know.
David the Gnome. The guy who illustrated David the Gnome, I love that. I love that guy so much.
Oh, you know what? I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of the artist, but I'm a big fan of people who's carried on this type of art style.
Yes.
Because it's authentic, and it's like it's something that when the story is good, it makes.
Yes.
It just makes everything work.
It's so wholesome.
Yeah, exactly. The Last Unicorn had that type of style.
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck yes.
Fuck The Last Unicorn.
Dude, yeah. I don't know. Like, you got me on illustrators, dude. But yeah, honestly, I said Akira Toriyama for a reason, so I'd probably say he's my favorite.
That's your top. Mine's Jim Lee.
Who?
Jim Lee.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good choice.
I got to meet him by accident.
Really?
By accident. I was coming to get my book signed by Frank Miller. So imagine you're getting to see Frank Miller and Jim Lee at the same time. But I'm in line. I'm just like, oh, Frank Miller. And it wasn't for my book, it's for my friend's book. I'm just in line to get like books signed really fast. So I'm like, oh, we're at the door. Cool. All right, about to get these books signed. All of a sudden I start hearing commotion behind us. And I look back, here comes Jim Lee with his phone. And I'm looking like, oh shit, it's Jim Lee. Like out loud. And I'm on his phone. He's like, who the fuck was that guy? He goes back and goes, it's Jim. It's fucking Jim Lee. I met my idol. I met my idol.
Dude, that's so cool. Was Frank Miller a nice guy though?
Frank Miller was dope. I forgot who else was there. It was Frank Miller. Oh, it's gonna bug me now. I'm probably gonna get slack for it. It was two writers. No, one writer. They're all artists actually. But it was Frank Miller, another curator, and then Jim Lee was all there.
Okay.
Jim Lee came as a surprise.
Oh, that was cool, dude. Cool. That's awesome, dude. I'm dying to meet Clive Barker. I still haven't met Clive Barker.
Once all this shit goes away, you will.
Oh, cross my fingers.
Where does he live?
I think he lives in LA, but he's not in good health at all, dude.
He's not?
Nah, not really.
Like, you mean like he got sick or he's just up in age?
He's like a recluse now. Even if you Google like Clive Barker now, you're gonna be like, oh, yeah, he's like a recluse.
You should email him, contact him, let him know that he's been a big influence to your work. What do you have to lose?
My dignity.
No, you don't. No. I post a few times on Gary Vee, hoping that one time my post will be on his podcast. Sometimes I'm like, Gary Vee's a big influence on me as a person, as a empathetic person, because he fucking gets it. Like it is truly all about love, which you and I understand.
Oh yeah.
It's like if you do your shit for love and you give out love, don't worry about all the other shit. Love is the strongest fucking power there is by a long fall.
It really fucking is. I think that's one of the main reasons why I get so frustrated going on Instagram anymore. And I think you can even concur with us, but you see so many fucking of the same shit every single day, and it's all for clout. And yeah, like everybody wants to fucking be successful, but it's like, at what point does it become about like, you know, being the most beautiful or the most badass and all this? And then at what point are you doing it because it's fucking with love and passion and all that? Like, fuck.
Like, fucking do it.
Fuck, just do it.
It was this quote I saw in a magazine, it was an Illustrator magazine, that said something like this: you can draw the badass shit that you want, but what do you have to say as an artist? That stuck with me. I was like, yeah, you can draw the dopest shit. You can fucking, people are like, that's fucking dope, and I'll just walk away. Because what does it have? What is it saying as an artist though? As a human being that stays on this planet? I was like, that's dope.
I like that. Who said that again?
It was I don't know. It was years ago. It was like 2013 when it was like in it was in either a FX magazine, Photoshop magazine. It was in an Illustrator magazine. One of those quotes came out, and I remember seeing that. You can draw the most badass shit, but what do you have to say as a human being that lives on this planet?
I really like that.
Yeah, I was like, dude, is that struck a chord with me. I was like, yeah, everything I do now artistically, what you do artistically, it shouldn't come from, look how dope I am. It should come from, hey, I have something to say.
Yeah, exactly. But that's another reason too why I fuck with you so hard, is because your shit is so original, dude. Like, no bullshit. I can look you straight in the fucking eye and tell you this. Your shit, it's not like anybody else's. It's different. It's different because you have such a different approach about things, and you're unique, and you're quirky at the same time, and just like I fucking, please don't ever change, seriously, because you inspire me as much as I might inspire you. So,
really?
Yes.
I'm seeing you blow up the charts. I'm seeing your fan base go. I'm like, my friend is doing it. I'm happy for her, because most people do not know this. we go back again to the earlier podcast, and her original IG post, her bio, as I said before, I have good memory. Her bio once stated, "I'm gonna find a way for you to hate me," and I took it as bad, like I should not friend this woman. She sounds evil. Then I was like, I'm an open person. Maybe that's just like her shield and her truthful statement saying, "Look, I'm gonna be honest as fuck, but I may say some shit that may piss you off, but it's not to fuck with you."
No.
I'm like, that's why I took your bio as.
Yeah, I never do anything to trigger people. Never.
Nope.
I truly, and you know this, if anyone ever follows me, I stay the fuck out of everything. I just want to focus on my work, and that's it.
Yep, that's how it should be. That's your reality.
Yeah, that's.
And when it expands, they come into your reality.
Yeah, I'm like, that's fine. You talk about whatever you want over there. I don't care. Great. Yeah. So.
All right. So, who's your favorite musician or music artist?
Oh fuck! I drew a blank now. Now I sound like you. My favorite artist. I feel like I had this conversation with you the other day.
I'm gonna give her a hint. She just did a reveal earlier this week. It's not her favorite, but she loves them.
Okay, you know what? All right, I'm gonna get roasted so hardcore for this, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I fucking love Oasis.
Oasis?
I fucking love Oasis because Oasis got me through my teen years, and ever since I saw Oasis play live in Nashville, I saw Noel Gallagher on stage, and it fucking blew me away. But even more than Oasis, honestly, Jeremy Soule, who did the compositions for Elder Scrolls, he's one of my favorite composers. I absolutely love his work. It's like I guess you could say I kind of compare it to a more eloquent form of not eloquent, but romanticized version of John Williams, which I love John Williams too.
Oh, who doesn't love John Williams?
Yeah, I love John Williams, but whereas John Williams I'd say is more dramatic, Jeremy Soule's kind of like a romantic form of that, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Damn, I feel like I'm missing somebody. So you got me.
That's what I do. That's what
Dude, oh. Okay, well, I love Annie Lennox.
Annie Lennox? Who's that? I'm like I said, I'm horrible with names.
Eurythmics?
Eurythmics. Is that a song?
No, it's a band.
Heard of that one. Okay. I was like, that song or the title? Okay.
Yeah, they do Sweet Dreams.
Oh, Sweet Dreams are...
Yes. I love Annie Lennox. But tell me who I'm missing. Tell me. Obviously, they're not that good.
Oh, well, my favorite band is... I don't know who are you? Who am I missing?
No, what did I say? I can't remember what I said from day in and day out.
Oh, okay, let's go back. Was it on your...
I can't remember.
Was it your stories? Hopefully it's still up. Let's see if it's still up. It was like you did a music reveal. It was like Jim was gonna put the music on right now. You're gonna listen to your favorite band, cause I guess they're like friends of yours. Let's go on.
Deviant?
Yes.
Deviant Burial?
Yes.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you right now, like you've got to get Julian on your on this. You do.
I will.
Dude,
Come here.
They are. You lost your hat, honey. No.
Come here. Dude, I accept all.
Julian's band is gonna blow the fuck up. They really are. Julian's band right now is fucking. They're gonna wind up dominating South Florida.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Are they death metal or metal?
They're death metal.
Death metal.
They're death metal.
I have a friend who does death metal. His name is Joseph. He does. Are there two? How many genres in death metal are there? Is it just rock or is it like punk rock and other stuff?
Well, for death metal, you have You have death metal, you have blackened death metal, you have slamming death metal, you have brutal death metal, you have slamming brutal death metal, you have old school death metal, you have a lot of metal. Yeah.
Your music knowledge is like expanding way more than mine. I'm not one of the people who say I listen to everything because that is bullshit. My phrase is I listen to anything that catches my ear.
Agreed.
Like, if it's good, it's good, man. I'm not gonna lie to
Agreed.
you. I said, yeah, what?
I totally agree with that.
Shit. Oh, my favorite band, not like person who doesn't play instrument. They're still a musician, but I consider bands. All right, so my favorite band is She Wants Revenge.
Okay.
Mainly because the lead singer, him and I have the same type of origin. We both started out as rappers, and now we went into like the whole singing aspect, and we like to talk about the macabre sense of the love.
I like it.
I fucks with that guy.
I like it. Actually, I do know who my favorite band is, and you
Tell
just
us.
you just reminded me, and I'm a fucking idiot for not thinking of it. But that's what happens when you put me on the spot, dude.
That's what I do.
Payback.
Payback.
It's Soundgarden.
Soundgarden, they're not bad at all. What are you talking about? That dude has a voice. That dude has a voice.
That honestly, dude, Chris Cornell.
Yes.
I'm so mad to this day that I never got to see him play live. I really am. Like, I love him so much.
Did he pass?
Yeah, he killed himself.
Oh, fuck. How long ago? Where was I?
He didn't kill himself. He didn't mean to. It was a suicide by accident. It was an accidental suicide.
Oh, shit.
It just breaks my heart. But yeah, Soundgarden, because you know what, like, everybody always asks me in my questions, like, who would you want to see in the afterlife? What celebrity? It's Chris Cornell, hands down.
Favorite song by Soundgarden? What's your favorite song? On the spot again.
No, this one I got. It's gonna be either Fell on Black Days or 4th of July.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good songs.
Yep. Oh yeah.
All right. So I want people to live in the mind of you, right? On a daily basis, at a gym type thing. So the question I'm gonna ask you is very simple. And you'll probably be like, oh, bet, or maybe I put you in the spot again. I'm not sure. So the question I'm gonna ask you is, will you be willing to give me your music playlist so I can put it on whatever social media or yours, so they can find out and listen to your favorite playlist, so they'd be like, this is the thing that gets Cory going.
Yes.
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 This is the thing that gets Cory going throughout the day. This makes her drink her coffee, do shit, dance, this shit. So people could be like, if Cory, so bet you guys heard it. The playlist is coming. You guys gonna be in her mind.
You guys are, oh man, you guys are gonna be fucking stuck in between Memphis gangster rap and fucking brutal death metal. Like, prepare your loins, my friends.
All right, so I guess a few last questions. Last question. When is the book, the sequel, coming out? Because I feel like there's a sequel that should come out. Are you writing more books?
Okay, Reveal. I already finished my second book.
Oh shit! You heard it here first.
I've been super quiet about it on Instagram. You know that. I'm quiet. I finished my second book. It's in the editing process now. I have my cover work almost finished. My illustrator, who's actually the lead singer of Teutoburg Forest, which he's gonna shoot me a final draft on Monday. This is not a sequel to Bending Reality, though.
Oh, okay. Oh, new reality.
This book honestly, it is, wow, it's fucked up.
How fucked up can it get? Shit.
Well, little,
How dark can we go?
it's like, okay, I'll give you a little teaser into a scene. So a father who has basically become ravaged by an illness starts developing incestuous tendencies towards his daughter. So he puts his hand on her inner thigh and starts rubbing her inner thigh while she looks inside of a takeout Chinese box and sees her mother's hot vomit, like kind of sloshing back and forth, and you can see her pills that she took like floating in the surface
So,
while the dad's licking his lips, like really, like.
so you just described the most horrific scene I've ever.
Like Serbian film too. It's bad, dude. It's, I don't know.
Shit. Shit.
Like,
I love it though. I love it.
I thought the scene in Bending Reality where the caretaker breaks her fingernail off in the teeth, I thought that was pretty hardcore. But then but then now I'm like going back over my second book and I'm like, hey.
Like that was PG.
Yeah, that was
Let's go to R. Like,
fuck it. NC-17.
NC. This shit may not go into theaters, people. Like
Yeah.
Showgirls and shit.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Oh god, gotta love that campy fucking movie, man.
Fuck, it's like this movie is horrible. I can't stop watching it. I can't stop watching
Dude,
it.
fucking the pool scene.
Fuck. She was not saved by the bell. She was not saved by
Oh, fucking A.
Anyway, so it's been a pleasure, Cory. Glad talking to you. I love seeing your work. I love seeing you grow. I hope to see you grow more. I love seeing Jim just chill in the background because this displays you in just like everything. So once again, people who's joining Danger Room, you got inside the mind of Cory, DeAn, Cowley. Cowley, right? You say your
Cowley.
name. You say it.
Cowley. See, it's basically Aleister Crowley without the R.
I figured that much, but I want you to say your full name.
Cory DeAn Cowley.
There you go. Expect more from this talented young lady. The deuces.